family. I got all my sisters with me. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. So today, I will be talking about what Dubai made me do. So recently I was on a 7-day trip with 9 other wonderful women, some of them lifelong friends and family. And yeah, it was one of my girls' birthday, and it was a birthday trip to Dubai. So for a fragrance lover, Dubai is a dream. So if you're interested in finding out what Dubai made me do, keep watching. So before we get started with the fragrances, as always, let me introduce myself. My name is Roxanne, and this is Roxanne's Retreat. If this is your first time joining me, welcome and thank you. And if you've been here before and you've decided to come back, big up your whole self. And of course, as always, we are going to be talking some lip tings. So today, I lined my lip with MAC Beat. So it's like a reddish lip liner. And in the middle, I have this lippy from the Sephora collection, and it's called something raspberry, number 38. And yeah, it's like one of the matte lippies from the Sephora collection. Listen, don't sleep on the Sephora collection. They're inexpensive. Whenever they have their major sale, it's 30% off, which is coming up here real soon. Yeah. So that's what's happening on the lips today. And of course, my scent of the day. So my scent of the day is from Initio Parfums, and this one is called Atomic Rose. So this is one that I don't pull for enough, but I thoroughly enjoy this fragrance. Yeah, and when I got this, I think I got it at Neiman, and they were having like a little event, and they did like this little gold thing in the back. Check me out. Yep, so my scent of the day is Atomic Rose from Initio Parfums. Now this fragrance, everybody always says, if you're familiar with fragrances, then you know about Delina from PDM. So everyone always says that this is Delina's big, more sophisticated sister. I can see that. I can definitely see that. So let me tell you the notes. So it opens with pink pepper, heliotrope, and bergamot. Then there's Bulgarian rose, Turkish rose, and Egyptian jasmine in the middle. And in the base, there's Madagascar, vanilla, and amber. So it's like a spicy, sexy, with a hint of sweetness, in my opinion. And since I'm all in this whole, Middle Eastern kind of ghetto, I felt like this was, appropriate, because it just gives me that deep kind of sexy Middle Eastern vibe. So again, my scent of the day today is Atomic Rose from Initio Parfums. And this bad boy lasts on my skin. It gives me about 8 hours typically whenever I do wear it. So again, Initio Parfums, Atomic Rose, scent of the day. Okay, so let's get into the fragrances. So like I said, it was like a fragrance lover's dream to spend time in Dubai. So some of the days while the other girls were out doing other things, I got on the little shuttle and I went to Dubai Mall. Massive. So there's 3 stories. This is the thing. And then I see the House of Amouage. House is Byredo right next to it. It's going to be an adventure. And it was so exciting. It was just so much fun to just smell. My nose got broken. I smelled some more. It was quite an experience. So the first fragrance I want to talk about that I picked up while I was there, this one is from Touch of Oud. Yeah, Touch of Oud is the name of the house, and it's called Agla. So Aghla. And this actually was one of the first fragrances I smelled when I got there to the mall. And, you know, every day, the girls were laughing because they were like, how many times are you going to smell the thing before buying it? I'm like, as many as I like. But anyways, this was impressive to me. And it was impressive to some of the girls too. So this one, let me tell you some of the notes. So it opens with bergamot and lemon. In the middle there's orange blossom and patchouli. And in the base there's amber and vanilla. So it's sweet, but I guess the amber gives it like a kind of resinous vibe. And I've never smelled it before. I never heard of it before. The bottle, I like the, you know, the presentation of the bottle. And it lasted, I want to say when I sprayed it in the mall, which it wasn't, like I didn't overspray because I couldn't overspray in front of the people. It lasted about 4 hours. But on my flight home from JFK to Tampa's, and I had a delay in North Carolina, so I was flying for like 8 hours. It was still booming. So it gave me a good 8-9 hours on the skin. And I also got the body lotion to go with it. So layering both of them truly gave me my life. So this is one of the fragrances that I picked up in Dubai that I've never heard of. And it's called Agla, and it's from the fragrance house Touch of Oud. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and actually brought one of these for my son also because I feel like it pulls kind of unisex. He hasn't worn it around me, so I don't know what it does on him, but I know for me it's a banger. So again, Agla from Touch of Oud. All right, next up we have a fragrance. It's called Flirting. I cannot pronounce the name of the house, so obviously we're going to put it up on the screen because I really don't want to butcher it. Anyways, it's made in Dubai, and I was just mesmerized by the scent. So the name of the fragrance is called Flirting, and that's the box. So when you open the box, this is how the fragrance sits in the box. It is quite gorgeous. I love the presentation. I actually got 2 fragrances from this house. So the first one is Flirting, and it's from their Romance collection. This one, here you go. You see the bottle right out by itself. So I'm going to read the little insert. And so the top notes are rosemary and Moroccan oil. The heart notes are citrus, and the base notes cedarwood. So it says, flirting inhabits the heart. The colors of longing that the Moroccan roses reveal, the rosemary whispering, the citrus breeze, and the sound of cedar is blown out of her voice. I love when fragrance gets so deep. Anyways, I didn't realize all of that before purchasing the fragrance. I purchased it based on, you know, the scent. And yes, oh my gosh, this is, like in the opening, I don't know about the whole rosemary and all that, but I'm getting the roses. And it is a sweet rose. It's like a sweet, somewhat jammy rose. The dry down, I do get like the woody dry down, but that rose, I would say that this fragrance is a rose dominant fragrance, and it is a beautiful. It is tantalizing. It's super sexy. When I did try this, it gave me about 7 hours on the skin, so definitely long lasting. And I did get like 1 compliment that day when I wore it. So, you know, compliment getter, long lasting. Flirting is the name of the fragrance, and absolutely, it will draw the fellas in. Beautiful fragrance. Again, it's from a house that I can't say, but we're going to pop it up on the screen, and the fragrance is called Flirting. Okay, next up we have another fragrance from that same house, and when I was, you know, at the counter, actually it was a kiosk in the middle of the mall, when the young man said, ma'am, come smell smell these. So yes, I smelled flirting first, but then because of the bottle, and you'll understand, I had to reach for charismatic. And there she is. Isn't she lovely? It's a beautiful bottle. And it's also an amazing fragrance. So I'm gonna give it a little spray on my skin. So the notes. So this one opens with pink pepper and citrus, and then there's patchouli and begonia in the middle, and in the base there's amber, vanilla, and white musk. Now, give the bottle a round of applause. That's all I gotta say. The bottle, the bottle, the bottle. The pinkness of the bottle had me going. Had me at hello. And the fragrance itself, it is super feminine. So it's just like the bottle. It's super feminine. It's light. It's breezy. And then there's a level of sweetness. So that vanilla, you're getting that vanilla, and you're getting some of that musk. So it's a fragrance that I believe is great for this weather. I live in Florida, so it's hot all the time. But it's great for this time of the year, even if you don't live in a climate like Florida. So springtime, I think it's going to be good. I think it's good in the summer because although it's sweet, it's not cloyingly sweet or anything. It's not a dense sweetness. It's just a light, airy, kind of sugar cane kind of sweetness is how I can describe it. But it is absolutely gorgeous. It gave me about 6 hours on the skin, 6 hours that I thoroughly enjoyed. When the wind blew and and it caught my, oh yes, and you're like, is that me? Yes, it is. It's you. And you are wearing Charismatic from Dubai. Can't say the name of the house, but definitely gonna pop it up for you to see. Again, this is one of the things that Dubai made me do. Okay, so I have to tell you, I went into Bloomingdale's at the Dubai Mall. Yeah. So this is like 390 US dollars. And you get 2 oils there?
Dirham, 390 dirham.
Yes, not US.
Like 100.
Yeah. This is the good things. And then this brand that I bought. You're like, hey. Thanks for taking all my money. And yeah, I was in there for quite a while. I was mesmerized. I was just taken aback because I have never had all these different fragrance houses in one place. So, of course, there were the usuals, the ones that I could go into any store in the U.S. to pick up. But then there were some that I couldn't go into the store in the U.S. to pick it up because it's not available in the U.S. So one of the ones that I got from there is this one right here. And this one is from the house of Liwa. I hope I'm saying it right. This is the fragrance. This is a presentation. And it's called Wydian. Wydian. Lays right there in this bed. And it's just gorgeous. Let me try to get the bottle out. So the bottle kind of reminds me like a mushroom. If I can get it out with my greasy hands. Hold on. It's coming. Okay, here we go. So this is the bottle. It's so pretty. That color, that reddish color is gorgeous. So I can tell you from the rip, like as soon as I smell this fragrance, and I know people get sick of that, it had some kind of resemblance and some, resemblance to Baccarat Rouge 540. And I know why. Let me tell you the notes. So it opens with saffron. There's jasmine and bergamot also in the opening. In the middle, there's white rose geranium. And in the base, there's incense, sandalwood, cedar, and patchouli. So in the opening, the first spray, The saffron, that's what reminds me of Baccarat Rouge 540. That's it. But then after that, it just goes its own way. This fragrance is sexy. It's woody. I think it'll work well on a man also. But for me and my female body, it works wonderful. It gave me about 7 hours on the skin. I did not overspray because I barely sprayed anything up here. But it gave me 7 hours on the skin. It performed, and every time the wind blew again, I got a whiff of it, and I was feeling like, oh, Dubai, Dubai, Dubai. This is what you made me do. Again, so this is another fragrance that I got in Dubai, and it is called Wydian from the House of Liwa. And I hope I'm saying this correctly. I really do. If not, I'll figure it out. I'll learn how to say it properly. But the fragrance is delicious. So the next fragrance I picked up in Dubai. Now, this fragrance is available in the U.S. through, I think Lucky Scent has it and a couple other online retailers. But the only way I could get my hand on it was to blind buy it, and I really wasn't feeling the blind buying around this time. So again, in Bloomingdale's, I walked in there, and there it was. The whole line of Thamine's fragrances, and the one that I got was Peregrina. OMG. This fragrance is beautiful. Yes, it's something that I've heard a lot of YouTubers speak about. I think maybe the first person I heard speaking of it may have been Sharita M, but she spoke mostly about Blue Heart, but she is who introduced the fragrance house to me, the first person I heard about that fragrance house from. So I'll link her channel below because she's wonderful, and the way she describes fragrances, and she has like exquisite taste actually in fragrances. So I was able to put my nose on, look at it, a magnetic cap. I was able to put my nose on Peregrina from Thamine, and it came like in a gift set with the 50 ml, and you could get the lotion. So I opted for that instead of the 100 ml. This thing right here is just gorgeous. I wore it maybe the day after I came back when I was home when I came back home to Tampa, and yeah, compliments galore. I got at least 3 or 4 compliments. I was out and about. It is just so pretty. So it opens with damask rose. There's some jasmine and gardenia in the opening. In the middle there's caramel. So caramel in the middle with vanilla, and in the base there's some white musk and some powdery notes. Look, I don't know if I have any more skin. Yes, it's sweet, but not too sweet, right? It's enveloping. It's just all around pretty. It's a very feminine fragrance, in my opinion. I mean, anybody could wear what they want to wear, but I feel like this pulls really feminine. And it's just so fruity, pretty, sweet, musky. It's a great everyday fragrance. But you could wear it at night on a date night or something like that, because it's just that girl. It performs. Like I said, it gave me, I want to say, about 7 to 8 hours on the skin, and it also garnered me quite a few compliments. So this is Peregrina from the House of Thamine. I was so happy to finally go to a store and put my nose on this girl, because the girlies were raving about this one on the tube. All right, so Peregrina from Thamine. If you can get your nose on this, give it a smell. Okay, so next up is a fragrance that I'm not sure how readily available it is, or if you just kind of have to just blind buy it, but I know that I could not walk into a store, whether it was in Tampa, Texas, anywhere that I've been, to smell the fragrance. So in order for me to actually test it, I would have had to get a sample, blind buy it, and I wasn't feeling the blind buying again. So This one right here is from YSL, and this is from their private line, and it's Baby Cat. Now this fragrance, basically broke the internet. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of fragrance reviewers could not stop talking about Baby Cat from YSL. So me being me, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna blind buy that baby. But lo and behold, when I walked into, I think it was Bloomingdale's again, at the mall in Dubai, there she was sitting there waiting for me. So this is like a spicy kind of vanilla aromatic kind of fragrance. So I know it opens with pepper. There's pink pepper, there's black pepper, there's just a bunch of pepper in the opening. And you get that. You get that in the opening. You definitely get that pepper. But in the middle there's some saffron, and in the base there's some, let me see, some bourbon vanilla and some suede. So it's one of the fragrances that, again, I didn't feel, for me, knowing what I like, I didn't feel like it was going to be a safe blind buy. Because for me, suede, leather, they're kind of iffy, in my opinion, for me on my skin. They sometimes just pull too masculine for me. But this one right here, Baby Cat from YSL, I was so happy to go in store, spray it on my skin, walk around for about an hour or two, make a decision, and the decision was, pack it up, let's go, you're coming home to these United States. It gave me, when I did try it out again, it gave me about 7 hours on the skin. I would say that the projection and the sillage, I would say it was moderate. It's not beastly, but it's definitely there. So again, I'm so happy that I was able to put my nose on Baby Cat and bring it home to mama. Baby Cat from YSL, another thing that Dubai made me do. Okay, so lastly, this fragrance, it's available all over the United States. It's available in almost every store, okay? Available in almost every single store that sells fragrances. And it's from the Tom Ford private line, and this one is called Santal Blush. So why did I pick up Santal Blush in Dubai? The reason I picked up Santal Blush in Dubai was because of the price. In Dubai, Santal Blush was $125 less than it is here in the United States. Now, I know that sometimes you can find some Tom Ford fragrances at the cosmetic company store, but it's kind of like hit and miss. And I sure as heck was not going to spend the almost $400 for this fragrance. I like it, and I definitely wanted to add it to my collection, because there are not too many Tom Ford private blend fragrances that I truly enjoy, but this is one of them, and it smells really, really good on me. So when I saw it in Dubai, it was at a Tom Ford counter. I was like, so what's the price? Because that's one of the things that I noticed, that some fragrances were cheaper, significantly cheaper. Some fragrances were more expensive, and then some were just like basically $1 or $2 off than what we can get it for here in the US. So, you know, some of them, if I didn't have it in my collection and it was just like $1 or $2 off, I really wasn't going to try to break my neck to get it, because why carry all this stuff and you could get it in the US? But this one, Santal Blush from Tom Ford, I felt like, it just needed to come home because of the price. The price was right. I was not going to pay the US retail price for this fragrance. So Santal Blush has a ton of notes. So it opens with spices, cinnamon, carrot seed. In the middle there's ylang ylang, jasmine and rose. And in the base there's some sandalwood, Virginia cedar, oud and musk. This one right here gives me about 4 hours on the skin. So, really moisturized, etc., about 4 hours on the skin. So that means that I can't truly wear it all day at work and expect it to be booming and, thrashing around, because it won't. So I either will, top up or just wear it to run errands, etc., that I know I'm not going to be gone for more than 4 hours. So again, this was one of the things that Dubai made me do. It was Tom Ford's Santal Blush, and like I said, it was just price related, not about availability, because you can get this anywhere in these United States. Okay, so we've come to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Dubai, spending time with like lifelong friends. Some of these girls I knew since high school. Relaxing, exciting trip, no drama, just good vibes. And you know, that comes with class and it comes with maturity. And I know y'all are watching out there. Thanks for making this trip so wonderful. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're enjoying my content, please consider subscribing if you have not already. Again, this is Roxanne's Retreat, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Sephora. Good. Just making videos. So, there's Memo and Sephora. Bye, Rita. I actually did the other day when I was in here.
This one?
Yeah.
White vanilla?
Mm-hmm. It was pretty.